Hello people of the internet, I am not an Englishman, and in this video I would like to, and I will, because I have decided to, and this is my YouTube channel and I can do whatever the hell I want, and so today I will talk what will I talk about? Rehearsals. I will talk about rehearsals. Welcome to yet another video on YouTube, and if you're new to this channel and don't know how things work around here, fear not, for all that you need to know is I upload a new video about film directing every Monday, and every now and then a vlog pops up just because I enjoy making them. Okay, enough of that nonsense, let's talk about rehearsals. There's countless ways how to go about rehearsing, and every director pretty much develops their own way of doing them and usually also adapts them for different movies. But since I'm pretty confident that we're all starting out here, unless, I don't know, Mr. Ridley Scott decided to refresh his knowledge, in which case, The Counselor? Seriously? What the hell, dude? I mean, you know, you shot a scene with Cameron Diaz on a windshield of a car and she was rubbing her... Sorry about that. Yeah, I'm pretty confident we're all starting out here, so I will try and give examples that might help you build your own rehearsing toolbox. If you have a space available that you can use, then that's it. Just make sure it's big enough for the actors to move around freely. If not, rent out a rehearsing space. They are not that expensive. I paid around £60 for mine and we had it for 8 hours. Yes, you want a full day of rehearsals. Some directors do read-throughs, some decide not to. I prefer doing them as they clear up a lot of things. Oh, and one really good tip to keep in mind about rehearsals. Ask your actors not to learn the lines by heart for the rehearsals, because as soon as they learn them, they will put certain emotions and read them into the lines. This is not to say that they are bad for doing this, it's just impossible to learn the text like a robot. And if they already have their own way of saying the lines, it's harder to mold them in different ways, which is exactly the purpose of rehearsing. Plus, you will appear much more experienced if you tell them you prefer to read off paper. Trust me, you'll thank me for this one. Having a read-through will result in a lot of things. First, you see which lines work, which don't, and which can be dropped. The lines that don't work usually need changing. Second, the actors will get to know each other and each other's characters and start reacting off each other. Third, you can already set certain marks where the actors move to a certain point or do certain things. This will be a huge time saver once you get on set. Fourth, you can work and decide on accents much easier. If you go through the lines and try different accents, you can immediately see, or hear in this case, which works the best. 5, I think. You get a rough estimate of timing. I would suggest timing the scenes once the actors feel comfortable. 6, you can already start framing the film in your mind as you see which reactions work and which moments you want shot in certain ways. Also, once you're satisfied with the performance, I would highly recommend shooting it. Helps a lot once you get home and can watch it over again and over again and over again and over again. One thing I haven't done on my rehearsals, but my actors did it by themselves, and so I've decided that I will encourage it the next time, is creating backstories between themselves. I actually really enjoyed watching them coming up with stories, and I didn't interfere at all and just let them do it by themselves. And I think they should be let to do that without you coming in between them. Don't feel bad leaving them for a few minutes alone, maybe tell them to work on their backstories or just go to the bathroom or something and see what happens when you come back. Remember, rehearsals are the sandbox, the play area, so don't be afraid to play around. Encourage them to come up with stuff that's happened to them. When I'm writing the script, I always try to come up with 3 very important moments in every character's life that led them to where they are now. So maybe ask them to come up with those. So moments where the character's lives crossed. It will create chemistry and give them a lot to play off each other. Really, it's so amazing to see how their performances are getting better and better as they go deeper. Yes, have a break, leave the space and go and grab something to eat. And if possible, pay for the food as well. Also, always have water, coffee and fruit available. A cookie or two wouldn't hurt much either. I feel like I'm always repeating myself in these videos that you should always make it clear as to what you're trying to achieve, but it's because I feel it's really important. Tell the actors whether you will just let them go through and then give them directions and corrections at the end, or will you stop them as they go. This also depends on the length of the scenes. If the scene is short enough, you can talk to them at the end, otherwise at the end of the beat. This is also one thing that you just need to do and see what works best for you and for the actors in the given occasion. If you see that this is very annoying to one of the actors, then you should probably stop it, unless you want their character to be annoyed. Then you should probably continue. If there's any prop crucial to the story or the scene, bring it with you. It doesn't need to be the exact prop that's going to end up in the film, just something that at least resembles it. It gives the actor something physical to engage with, and it also gives you a sense of whether that works at all and how you should go about it. I had a scene in my film where one character tips a coffee cup, spilling the coffee over the table. On the rehearsals, we found out that this actually won't be as easy as we thought. How strong does he hit it? How does he hold it? Does he spill it so it only goes over the table? Does it go all over the floor? And in the end, this poor coffee cup pretty much changed the way the scene ended. Of course, if let's say a closet is an essential prop, try and find a way around it. If you have any, that is. If there's a certain look, scene, feel, emotion or shot from another film you want to use as a reference, bring it on a laptop, an iPad or a phone and show it to them. Actors love it if you have a clear idea of what you're after. It also gives you and them something to work with. Even if in the end you decide you don't like the original idea, you still have something to start from and then form into something else. Every scene has to have a past, a present and a future. If it's not clear from the script, the actors or you should come up with what happened to them before this scene, what they're doing in this scene and what their goal is, and what, according to their character, will happen as a consequence of this scene. They should always be coming from somewhere and going somewhere. If the scene doesn't have a purpose and doesn't propel the story forward, it's probably a useless scene. Each character should have their own secret, and it's of utmost importance that only the actor knows the secret. I would even go so far as not telling them that, but they should come up with it by themselves and not tell it to anyone during the shooting of the film. This adds another layer to them, makes them more interesting. Even if you can't see it immediately, there's always something that they know and others don't. So to give the most well-known example, Meryl Streep's secret in Kramer vs. Kramer was she never loved him. This was perfect to go with the character and the story, and it gave sense to every single line she said in the film. Again, the rehearsals are the playground. Their purpose is for everyone to get to know each other, so feel free to spend some time just chatting about nonsense. I think we spend about 30% of our rehearsals just talking about films and film trivia, but that is what created a very special bond between us and made it just so much easier to work with one another. Okay, that's it, we've made it. Hope any of this helps. As always, if you have any comments, tips, suggestions or corrections, please write it below in the comment area. No one's ever made me sad by subscribing to this channel, and I could say the same thing about liking the video as well. Thanks for watching, see you in the next video where we'll talk even more about working with actors. And cut!